Had to do about a 1-mile road walk to get back here. It's sprinkling rain, but it's not too bad. Had a good stay. The Plaza Hotel, the woman who runs it, really nice. Got my laundry done. She did my laundry and brought it all back nice and folded. And I'll be back out there for a few days until we hit Daleville. Well, in some ways it's kind of hard to get back out after a day in town. You kind of lose your rhythm. Nice comfy bed, dry, and then you get back out here. But once I get it going, get warmed up, and I'm sure everything will be fine. It's finally starting to look like spring. Getting leaves on the trees. So the views will start going away and we'll start getting the green tunnel effect. But it's nice to see all this green. Where they're planning to put that pipeline through, that road down there is a closed road right now. First coming out of the woods, the road crossing, came across some protesters, and then had a law enforcement officer just come over and explain to me that as long as I stayed on the trail, it'd be no problem, but to not go on the road. So I don't know if you're familiar with what's going on here, but apparently they're building a high pressure pipeline and just blowing through these mountains. And I'll need to do more research into it to know exactly what's going on, but from what little I do know about it, I don't like the idea. But we got some apparently, at least over the weekend, there were a couple celebrities that were hanging out in the trees to stop the construction. So they're trying to get more support and awareness around the country of what's going on. So take the time to look it up. I will when I get some service, and make up your own mind about whether you agree or not. Okay, just after the shelter, you can barely even see it over there for lunch. Silvertongue just showed up. I didn't realize he stayed in town again yesterday. So pushing on now. It's a ridge walk for like the next 10 miles, so should be pretty easy, but unfortunately no views. So I'll just keep pushing it out. So because of the protests, there's been law enforcement up here in the woods. So as you can see, these tracks from their 4x, and because of the rain, it's slick as all get out, and I went down and my bum is covered in mud. So tonight, gonna have to scrape it off and hope that it dries. But yeah, I have a cold, wet, muddy backside right now. Not fun, but hey, it's all part of it. I'm sure I'd slip in the mud at some point anyway, so let's push on. Not even 3 o'clock yet, and I'm only a mile away from where I was planning on stopping, on the ridge line, which would be a dry camp. And I'm just gonna push on. It's all downhill, and then there's water at the bottom. I'll still eat what I was planning to eat tonight, but at least I have some water to wash up from all this mud that's all over me from this lovely fall, and get a few more miles in, and then I'll be able to readjust tomorrow. Let's see where I'm going from there. Now there is a shelter coming up that's closed, so I'll probably just stop there, take a little break, have a snack, and then we'll see if the captain's place is open. And if not, looks like that there's plenty of camping right along that stream there. So be good. Every once in a while the sun's tried to peek out here, but it just won't come all the way out. And at least the rain stopped, but it's windy up here. That's another reason to not stay up on the ridge line. The temperature's going to drop and that wind's blowing, so we'll get down lower elevation. Should be warmer and less wind. That's by the shelter where it's closed. People are staying there anyway because they pretty much got all the wood, dead wood trees around the shelter cleared up. But as you can see, there's just trees down everywhere here. I guess they said it was a gypsy moths killed all these trees. So I'm gonna push on another couple miles and hopefully there'll be some camping. If not, there's another shelter about 4 miles ahead. It is on a climb, so I really don't want to have to do that. I've already put almost 20 miles in today, so we'll see when we get there. So not stopping at that shelter might become an issue. Captain's no longer exists. The camping that it said was along there were no trees for hammocking. So I'm just going to keep going until I either see some trees or it's 2.7 to the next shelter. It's 6 o'clock. So I'll make it there before dark. And that'll give me something, probably like a 24-mile day. But we'll see what happens. Right now I'm following the river, so everything's rhododendrons. So there's really not anything for a hammock. Well, that next shelter was only like 1.5 miles away, but it was a 1,000-foot climb, and I do not have that in me. So I came across this bridge crossing, and there's a couple campsites here. I am actually tied up to the bridge because it's a big sturdy bridge and a tree, and my bear bag is hanging off the bridge because there was no place to hang a bear bag, but it's over land, so if it falls it's okay. But tomorrow I will have that big climb out, but I did not have it in me. I'm kind of near a road here, but I've only heard a few cars passing, so I'm not overly concerned. And hopefully it'll be a good night, and then tomorrow I will get up and start it again.